Welcome gentlemen, to a brand new episode of Max Talks Box Office. Here at Max Talks Movies, my name is Max, and we're talking about the historic weekend to kick off the month of August, July 31st to August 2nd, 2026. We're also going to look at the overall numbers, domestic and worldwide, and preview the movies that are hitting theaters in the first official weekend, full weekend in the month of August. So without further ado, let's just get right into the big news here this past weekend. And that is that Spider-Man Brand New Day is the number one movie of the weekend, but it is a historic one. It opened to $360 million domestically, making it the highest grossing opening weekend domestically of all time, passing 2019's Avengers Endgame, which opened to $357 million. Earlier this morning, the number was around 355, but the final number coming in is 360 for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Tom Holland now has was in the movies of the top four biggest openings of all time, which are Brand New Day, Endgame, Infinity War, and Spider-Man No Way Home. Unbelievable numbers. The movie is already up to $932 million worldwide. Yes, this movie is almost already at the $1 billion mark in just its opening weekend. Truly historic, because this is a franchise that has been doing very well lately, but these are unprecedented numbers, of course. Avengers Endgame, I think a lot of people thought those numbers from 2019 would never be touched again. But that's not the case. Look, Spider-Man No Way Home, back in 2021, another film that people thought this couldn't even reach, right? Spider-Man No Way Home made 800 million domestic and $1.9 billion. If you look at Spider-Man Far From Home, it made 390 domestic, which is basically this close to this movie's opening weekend. And Spider-Man Far From Home got to $1.1 billion. Spider-Man Homecoming only got to 880. So look, this movie has already made more than Spider-Man Homecoming's entire run. Plus, this film is going to be closing in on looking ahead to Spider-Man No Way Home, which is $1.9 billion. And this movie's already at $900 million. So truly, truly amazing stuff. The word of mouth has been just unanimously positive for Spider-Man Brand New Day. I think that has helped as well. People love this movie, both critics and audiences. People are going back to watch this multiple times. And again, Spider-Man, more than any other character or team up movie, is probably the most popular comic book movie character of all time. People just love Spider-Man, especially Spider-Man done right. Also, this is the first live action Spider-Man in now 5 years, and everyone was on such a high after Spider-Man No Way Home, which again came out right towards the middle of, we're in the pandemic, but everyone's still very much not going to events in a big way. That movie still got close to that $2 billion mark. This movie is absolutely on its way. There's some weak competition hitting theaters in August. So I expect Spider-Man Brand New Day to at least eclipse $2 billion, which is just unbelievable to fathom that in 2026, people thought after COVID, we really wouldn't get back to any kind of normalcy from the top end box office. But Avengers Endgame again, 2.7 billion is the number to beat for the MCU. So we'll see if Spider-Man Brand New Day can get there, but truly an unbelievable circumstance that came out this weekend. At number two, of course, is The Odyssey, which only dropped 43% in its second weekend. It made another 51 million in its third weekend. The film is up to 395 domestic and 911 million currently at the moment worldwide, which is an amazing number because The Odyssey had an amazing competition with Spider-Man Brand New Day. Spider-Man Brand New Day opened the biggest domestic opening of all time, and The Odyssey still brought in $51 million. I think that is so impressive from The Odyssey. The fact that it's closing in on $1 billion. It will be the highest grossing Christopher Nolan non-Batman movie, at least of all time. We'll see if it gets to around The Dark Knight. But unbelievable numbers, unbelievable hold for The Odyssey. And again, theaters are still sold out through August in that IMAX 70 millimeters. Or we're going to see The Odyssey and Spider-Man Brand New Day possibly at 1 and 2 for the majority of the month of August, based on this release calendar that Hollywood has set up for us in August. At number 3 is Toy Story 5, which is in its 7th weekend. Nearly 2 months in theaters. It only dropped 38%. It made $6.3 million this weekend. It's up to $461 domestic and $1.065 billion. So Toy Story 5, as of now, is the highest grossing movie of the year. But again, when I talk to you guys next week, Brand New Day will, of course, pass Toy Story 5. But still, 2 months in theaters, it's still in the top 3 in the domestic top 5. Minions and Monsters is at number 4. Let me make sure I say this right, 5th weekend, so over a month in theaters. It dropped 40%, $5.8 million for Minions and Monsters. It's up to $168 domestic and $449 worldwide. So the film's closing in on $500 million. I've said this on every single week. This will be a disappointment as pertains to the rest of the franchise, but because Minions and Monsters was made for under $100 million, Universal and Illumination are still going to be swimming in money. They already had the Super Mario Galaxy movie earlier this year, and now a modest hit with Minions and Monsters. And rounding up the top 5 is Moana from Disney in its 4th weekend in theaters, dropping 50%, $5.3 million. Moana's up to $114 domestic, $261 worldwide. It has finally gotten to its production budget for its worldwide total. So this movie is nowhere close to breaking even. Still needs around like 300 plus million. That obviously is not going to be coming. So as much as people are complimenting the movie for saying it's holding up well, technically these holds are actually pretty solid for Moana. If it opened up bigger, it wouldn't matter. Because it was a disastrous opening weekend, both domestically and internationally, Moana, once again, will of course still be a bomb for Disney. Let's look at the overall numbers so far this year domestically. Toy Story 5 is at number 1. Super Mario Galaxy is at 2. The Odyssey is at 3. Michael is at 4. In its opening weekend, the record-breaking opening weekend, Spider-Man Brand New Day is at number 5. So it will be at number 1 when I talk to you guys more likely next weekend or the weekend after. Project Hail Mary is at 6. Obsession 7. Devil Wears Prada 2 at 8. Backrooms at 9, and Star Wars, The Mandalorian and Grogu is at number 9. Looking at the worldwide total, Toy Story 5 at 1, Michael at 2, passing the Super Mario Galaxy movie, which is at 3. There is Spider-Man Brand New Day. It's going to be the $4th billion movie of the year and will be the number 1 movie when I talk to you guys next weekend. The Odyssey is at 5, Devil Wears Prada 2 at 6, Hail Mary at 7, Obsession at 9. There is Minions and Monsters, wrapping things up at number 10. So we do have some competition, even though no movies wanted to come out in theaters in between The Odyssey and Spider-Man Brand New Day. We do have some movies coming out the week after Spider-Man Brand New Day, which I find very compelling, while no one wanted to be counter-programming in between. But people obviously wanted to be counter-programming after Spider-Man Brand New Day. So the biggest movie hitting theaters this upcoming weekend, not past, is One Night Only. That's a new rom-com that I saw early last week from Universal, starring Callum Turner and Monica Barbaro. We also have Super Troopers 3 hitting theaters, and also Ice Cream Man, the new horror film. We'll see if that from Eli Roth could also get some buzz this weekend. So we have 3 films. Also Tony, the A24 biopic. It comes out in limited release in New York and Los Angeles before hitting wide later in the month of August. So let me know your thoughts, guys, on the box office down in the comments. Like this video. Let me know where you're seeing in theaters, where you're going to go see in theaters. Love to keep talking movies with you. I'll see you guys soon.